Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Patrick Blazek, just here to do an updated in the bag video. It's March 25th. I don't think I've done one in almost a year, so a lot of new discs have come out. So just wanted to kind of update you guys on what's kind of went in my bag and come out. So let's get started. Still putting with Judges. I believe I was putting with these in the last video. Just super trustworthy putter. You know, I use them mainly just for putting. I don't really throw them, but I really like the way they feel for putting. They have a nice bead on the bottom, so if you like beaded putters, these are really good discs to try out. Next, we'll go to my throwing putter, which I really like throwing off the tee, which is a Goldline Pure. These are extremely straight. They glide like crazy. I use these anywhere from 150 feet to 350 feet probably, just depending on the conditions. Usually calm or tailwinds, maybe left to right winds. I'll use these. Just really consistent. One of the best throwing putters I've ever thrown. It feels great in the hand. This is a brand new one. I actually lost my favorite one yesterday. Gonna try and find it here later today. But anyways, yeah, and these are, my putters are all max weight, the ones I throw, ones I putt with, just better consistency that way. Then I also threw one of these in here, an Easy Line Pure. I'm just trying this out today, just tossed it in. I think I'm gonna get good glide out of it, maybe a little bit flippier, so that's kind of what I want for big turnovers. So I'm gonna try this sucker out too. It feels really good in the hand. Next, kind of a hybrid putter mid-range, is the Dynamic Disc Suspect, and this is a Fusion Dymax. This thing's been in my bag, and I think all my in the bag videos, because it's probably one of my favorite discs. It is just so predictable. I use it mainly for sidearm upshots. I'll use it for some shorter hyzer backhands, but yeah, anything 100 feet to about 350 as well, and just super consistent. Great feel for the sidearm. It's got a really flat top. So yeah, these are great discs to try out for sure. Alright, let's go to my mids. This is my flippiest mid. I think I had this in my last video as well. This is my Warship. It's in the tournament plastic. It's kind of like similar to Goldline. It's got great grip. I use these for huge anhyzers or slow arm speed straight shots. If I'm trying to be in like hit like a tight line in some woods, I'll go with this Warship. This is also max weight as well. Yeah, these are just super glidey. You can throw them pretty much on however you release the angle. If you're going for straight slow shots, it'll go straight just forever, or if you throw at higher speeds, you'll get a flip up shot. So if you release it like this on a high speed, it'll flip up and go straight forever. And then if you release it on a slight turnover, it'll just hold that same angle forever. You get huge anhyzers out of this disc, especially for being a mid-range. I've probably thrown almost 400 feet just on the pure anhyzer with this disc. So it's very versatile, really good for hitting those tight lines. Love this disc. All right, let's go to probably one of the most important discs in my bag, Lucid Truths. I like the opaque ones. I don't know, they feel a little more comfortable in my hand for some reason. Maybe it's just in my head, I don't know. I just feel like these are like super consistent, super straight. These are discs you can throw on any line. I mean, you have to turn it just a little extra to get it to hold that anhyzer, but if you do, it'll hold. You throw it flat, it'll hold flat and just barely finish left at the end. And you throw it on a hyzer, it'll flip up just a little bit, but it's so controllable. I use these mainly for probably just under 300 to 400 feet. And these are also max weight, pretty close to max weight. These are 176s. I like my mids pretty heavy as well. Just like I said, I feel like you get more consistency with those heavier weights. So this is a very key disc in my bag as well. Another great disc, I have the Verdict. I got two. I got a prototype Lucid, and then I also have the Moonshine prototype, Worlds Edition fundraiser. These are just if I need something a little shorter and more stable than a Truth. I will throw these. Definitely max weight. These are 180s, which is total max weight. I mean, if you're going stable, you want to, usually stability is good to go max weight. Just you get, because when you're throwing stable, obviously you want to finish left, so you have a better chance of it finishing left if it's heavier. So it just adds to that stability, usually. Yeah, great consistent disc. Like I said, I use these mainly for hyzers. I've been throwing, this one's a little more stable for me than this one. I've been throwing this one actually a lot for longer, like in between driver, my suspect I throw for my sidearm up shots, and a driver sidearm, I'll throw this. This is that great in between distance shot for sidearms. I'll throw this like 250, 300 sidearm, just for those touchier sidearm shots. Yeah, and they're just super fantastically stable, and I can trust these in most conditions. Next is my fairway drivers. I throw the Escape. I got 2 in Lucid, 1 in Moonshine. These 2 Lucid ones, all these fly differently, and that's exactly why I have them. I always think it's good to have like 3 variations of like one of your favorite discs. It's good to have 3 variations of it. So this is my baby. This one I've had in my bag since we started coming out with Dynamic started coming out with discs. This has been in my bag. It's super straight. It's beat in. It just goes forever for a fairway driver. I usually use this for probably about 370 to 450, and I can just trust this to go straight. This one is my turnover. I've noticed the Moonshine plastic has been, for the discs I've thrown, have been actually consistently a little bit flippier. So it's just nice because then I know if I want something that already flies like it's beat in, I can just grab a Moonshine disc, and usually it flies what I expect it to. So this is my stand-up hyzer or slow turnover fairway shot, same distances, and these are all 175. And then this is my stable one. Just if it's a little windier, I'll kind of club up to this one here. All right, another disc, fairway disc, the Hatchet by Westside, and this is in the VIP plastic. This disc actually is pretty amazing. It has so much glide. It's great if you're trying to hit those touchier lines where you need to take off a little bit of speed off your arm. Great disc to use. It's pretty new in my bag. I've only had it in there like 2 weeks, but I'm loving it. And I also feel like it's, I haven't thrown too many rollers with it, but I feel like it's gonna be a good long range roller disc. So yeah, definitely check one of these out as well. Again, this is I believe 175, so most of my discs are max weight. Next we're gonna go kind of more stable, and most of these I use for sidearms. My Trident, I've had this in my bag since I got all my discs started on the team, when we started making discs anyways. This is a 173. This one's an Opto, and this one's in Gold Line. My Gold Line is way more stable, but it's also pretty new. And this one's really beat in, and it's great for those touch sidearm shots that I need to stand up, anywhere, usually from about 250 to 350. It has a really blunt edge, so it's not super fast, and it gets down pretty quick. And if I need something more stable, this one's quite a bit more stable. I don't think I can throw this on 350 because it's so stable, but it's just so consistently stable. So these are great for sidearms. I'll use them for shorter spike hyzers, or just shorter low shots that I don't want to skip too much just because of that edge. They don't skip a lot, so these are really consistent. Tridents. Let's see what we got next. I got a Triple X. Love this disc. I only have one because it's kind of pointless to have more because they're all the same for the most part. It's hard to beat one in a lot and get it to, like other discs, beating it in doesn't do much to it because it's so stable. So yeah, this is my super spike hyzer disc, or just if it's really windy, it's just a great consistent disc for those shorter range shots that you want to throw on a hyzer or a quick skipping sidearm. Get big skips out of this. And actually surprised, this is only 170, but it is super stable. So yeah, if you're looking for something super consistent and like kind of under the 300-foot range, but fast, Triple X is the way to go for sure. Next, I have a Stiletto it's pretty much a triple X, but with more speed. And I have it in gold line. This one's kind of beat in, so it's got a little more glide too, because that has like no glide. So basically, if I just want like another 40 to 50 feet, I go with this. This thing's fantastic, and this one's a 171. So it's funny, I get to my more stable stuff, and they're a little bit lighter, but they work, so it's not really that big of a deal. Usually when you get those are really stable discs, so usually the weight doesn't make too much of a difference. Next, I have a Villain, an Opto Villain, the premium edition. I really like these ones, and the opaque ones seem more stable. So, I know I have a kind of a wide range of discs that I use, but I just find some that I really like, and I just stick with those. So, the Villains I usually use this mainly for my backhand stable shots that are about 350 to 420. If it's windy, not windy, if I just want something hyzer, or if I have a strong headwind and I need to kind of get it to fly flat, then I'll throw this. So this thing is my super consistent longer hyzer shot, and it's 175 opto plastic. So that's the Villain. Let's see what we got left. Got a couple more discs left. We got this is a Westside Giant. This is in the VIP plastic. And I use this for my longer sidearms that I want to go about 350 to 400 feet. And it's pretty stable. It's beaten in, so now I get some glide out of it, but it still finishes. For sidearms, it still finishes to the right. So it's great for that. And I also throw it for backhands. For backhands, it's kind of similar to my Villain, but it gets a little bit more distance. So it's very close to be the same, just because it's been beat in. So, but it's more comfortable for my hand for sidearms. That's why I use this for my sidearms. So, and this one is also a 173. So, great disc. Giants are awesome if it's windy out. Definitely recommend at least having one of these in your bag. And I usually put more of these in my bag if it is windy out. Next disc, pretty new disc to my bag, probably to most people's bags, is the World by Westside. It's VIP plastic as well. This thing's pretty flat, and I think it's gonna be my new sidearm disc. It feels so comfortable. It's stable though, but it's super fast and it gets huge skips. And this one's, I think, a 173. Yeah. So most of my discs my drivers are 170 to 175 in the 170s. I don't throw this backhand. I only throw it sidearm just because it's so flat, and I'm not a big fan of the really wide rims for backhand because they have a tendency to slip out of my hand. But for sidearm, this thing feels great. I've only been using it for about 2 weeks, but it is so fast and super controllable because it's pretty stable. So I think once this thing beats in, it's gonna be a super long sidearm disc. And if you like these wide rim discs, these fast discs, on your backhand shots, I think if you get one of these and beat it in just a little bit, it's going to be the perfect high-speed, long-distance disc for you. So, yeah, I'm starting to really like this disc a lot. All right, and now to my main distance driver. I throw the Trespass. It's a speed 12. I don't throw the speed 14s, 13s really for backhands. I like the not so wide of a rim. My main distance ones are these Biofusions. They just seem to glide a little bit longer. They seem to take longer to come out. And this one's really beat in. I've had this one for just about a year, and I can throw this one on a slight hyzer. It flattens, and I just trust it so much for distance shots. And I can throw these probably 5. Well, if we're playing like for accuracy and stuff on a course, I usually throw these about in the 470 to 500 foot range. But if I'm out in an open field and I'm trying to throw distance, I've gotten them up to around 550. So they go. I mean, and they're just so comfortable in the hand because the rim's not super wide. Yeah, and then this is my stable one. It's a Fusion plastic, and it's just if I need it a little bit more stable, then I go to this. So that's my bag.